morning, sir.
Right. So classify the following expenditure and receipts as a capital or revenue. Thousands spends on travel expenditure of a director. So here the question is the travel expenditure of the employee or the director. Director went for a foreign trip, purchase of capital asset. So it is called as a capital expenditure. Amount received from trade receivable. Trade receivable means debtor or credit sales. Is called revenue receipts. Amount spent on demolition of building to construct a big building. You see, the demolition expenditure is one time in nature, so it is called as capital expenditure. So, insurance claims received on account of machinery damage, again it is one time. It is called capital receipts. Right. Before we go in an example, let's differentiate the capital expenditure and the revenue expenditure. Capital. Revenue. Capital is one time in nature, one time expenses. Revenue is recurring in nature. Bigger in value, small value. It will not generate revenue. Generate revenue in the same year. Okay, it will build business. Right. It will be converted into cash. Okay, just copy this. Ha. I think it's gone. I don't know.
சார் அங்கதான் சார் இருக்கு.
அங்கதான் இருக்கா?
ஒன் டைம் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் ரெக்கரிங் இன் நேச்சர். அப்படியே லைட்டா நீங்க மூவ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா இல்ல முன்னாடி அதுல கிளிக் பண்ணி மூவ் பண்ணுங்க.
அது மூவ் ஆக மாட்டேங்குதுமா. ஏதோ அந்த இது போனதுனால எல்லாம் ஒரே இதுவா போயிடுச்சு.
சார் அது அப்படியே இருக்கட்டும்.
I think so you can write down.
ஆமா.
அதை எடிட் பண்ண முடிய மாட்டேங்குது.
இல்ல வேண்டாம் சார், நோ ப்ராப்ளம். காப்பி பண்ணிட்டேன்.
ரைட்.
ஜி அத காப்பி பண்ணத போட்டோ எடுத்து போடுங்க ஜி. யார் காப்பிறீங்க அது போட்டோ எடுத்து போடுங்க ஜி ப்ளீஸ்.
நான் இது திருப்பி எழுதட்டுமா வேண்டாமா?
வேண்டாம் சார், வேண்டாம் சார், நான் குரூப்ல போட்டுறேன்.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. So we'll move on. Right. Let's go back to this example. Mrs. Dogra and company installed a machinery for 5 lakhs on 1/1/2005. They were charging depreciation on straight line basis, taking useful life of 10 years. And they found machine become obsolete and they cannot use. The machine can fetch only 50,000. So compute the absolute loss. So your 5 lakhs is a cost. What is the useful life? 10 years, right? So depreciation is equal to 5 lakhs divided by 10. That will give us 50,000. Okay, and then the number of years which we are talking about 2005 to 2011. 2005 to 2011. That means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 7 years. So the depreciation here is we call it as depreciation 7 years into 50,000. That will give us 3,50,000. Okay, so written down value is 5 lakhs minus 3,50,000. So 5 lakhs minus 3,50,000. That will give us 1,50,000. Estimated scrap value, it is given the machine can fetch the estimated scrap value is 50,000. So the loss is a revenue loss in nature for 1 lakh because you have a value of the machinery is 1,50,000, but you are able to sell only at 50,000. Your book value is 1,50,000, but scrap value is only 50,000. So the difference between these two elements is called loss, that we call it as a revenue loss. How we have treated as a revenue loss? The loss occurred on the same financial year. That is the reason it is called revenue loss. Okay. So let's move on. The MCQ, multiple choice question. Money spent on 10,000 as a traveling expenses of a director for purchasing a capital asset. Capital asset means capital expenditure. So the answer is A. Amount spent 5,000 rupees as a lawyer fee. Defend suit claim that firm's factory site belonged to plaintiff's land. It is revenue expenditure. Why revenue expenditure? Because lawyer fees is not a one time. It is recurring in nature. Every week or every month he will take fees from us. So that is the reason it is called revenue expenditure. Entrance fees of 2,000 received by Ram and Sham social club. Revenue because the entrance fees is recurring in nature, but here we are treating as a capital receipt. Why? Because any expenditure or any receipts which is not generating a revenue, it is capital receipts. So here entry fees for a social club is a capital receipts, right? Because it is not generating a revenue. So it is very small differences which we are seeing it. Sometimes we will end up in saying it is a revenue. You see, subsidy of 40,000 received from a government for working capital. Working capital is an ongoing process. So that is the reason it is called revenue receipts. Insurance claims received on account of machinery damaged. Insurance claim received on account of machinery damage is a one-time receipt. So it is called as a capital receipts. So here received, it is not expenditure. So it is called as a capital receipts. Interest on investment received from UTA. Interest on investment received from UTA, right? Interest is a recurring in nature. It may be in small value. So that is the reason revenue receipts. Amount received from IDBI as a medium term loan for accumulating working capital. So loan is a one time. It is not recurring. It's a capital receipts. Can you go through this? I will explain you.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, இப்போ இந்த எல்சி பிசினஸ்லாம் இருக்குல்ல சார், அதெல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் கொஸ்டின் கேட்டா எப்படி சார் பண்றது?
எல்சில இட்ஸ் a capital or revenue ஆன்னு கேக்குறீங்களா?
கேபிட்டல் ரெவென்யூ அப்படி கேக்குறேன் சார்.
எல்சியோட ஃபீஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா? அது பேங்க்குக்கு ரெவென்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்.
ஓகே ஓகே
ஓகே, ஃபார் த கஸ்டமர் LC receipt or the fees which is paid to the bank, if it is a smaller in value, recurring in nature, revenue expenditure. Okay, but if they taken a money from the bank for a one time as a loan, it is a capital receipt.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. பட் இப்ப மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனிஸ் வந்து திரும்ப திரும்ப கொடுத்துட்டே இருப்பாங்கல்ல எல்சிஸ் பிசினஸ், அப்ப அது வந்து
if it is a loan, it is a capital receipt. If it is a sales, it is a revenue receipt.
Okay, okay.
For example, you are buying a car, you take a loan. Okay, that is a capital receipts. But you are paying money for fuel, that is called revenue expenditure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. A second-hand car purchase 10,000. The amount of 1,000 spent on repair. 500 incurred. Get the car registered in the owner's name. 1,200 is paid as a dealer commission. You see, the amount spent on purchasing the value, right? Purchases. Is it a one time? Yes. How much? 10,000. Repair at the time of purchasing it. Spent on repair. Repair at time of purchase. If after that it is a revenue, so how much? Okay, registration again one time. How much? 1,200. So what is the total? This is also one time. Yes, this is also one time. So total is equal to 10,000 plus 500 plus 1,200. Correct? 10,000. The amount 1,000 spent on repair. Repair is 1,000, huh? And then registration is 1,200. Registration is 500. Dealer commission is 1,200. So 1,000, 2,700. Okay. Total is 12,700. Okay, the amount debited to the car account is 12,700 because all are capital in nature. Okay. Please copy this. Okay.
சார் ஒரே டவுட்டு.
Ah.
ஹலோ.
Yeah. Go ahead.
சார் நம்ம செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் ரிப்பேர்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம கேபிட்டல்ல எடுக்க மாட்டோம்னு சொல்லி தானே சார் பார்த்துருப்போம்.
Yeah. When we will take it as a capital expenditure is when the repair is made at the time of purchasing the car, it will be considered as a capital expenditure. If the repair is made after 1 year or 3 years or 2 years, it will be a capital expenditure. While purchase, yes. Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Super. So this will remove.
Thank you.
Okay. Revenue from sale of product ordinarily is reported as part of the earning in a period in which sale is made. Whenever it is sale is made, you will report it. That is what the question is all about. Can you just go through this? Okay. So here the question is repair cost is 25,000. Whitewash expenses are 5,000. Cost of extension of building is 2,50,000. The improvement in electrical wiring is 19,000. Here let us look at which are all the cost which is recurring in nature. Repair cost and whitewash is a recurring in nature. You will do it in every year. Extension of building, you will do it in once in a blue moon or 5 years, 10 years one. Improvement in electrical wiring system, you will not do it in every month or every year. So your the amount of expenses which you make it, that is what the question is, how much will be part of balance sheet. So repair cost, that is 25,000. Whitewash, that is 5,000. So total okay, so the answer is 30,000. Okay. $1,200 spent on repair of the machinery. It is really a tricky question. If it is at the time of purchase, it is capital expenditure. At the time of purchase, right, it is capital. After 1 year or 2 years, it will be a revenue. Okay, so here it is not very clear whether it is spent on at the time of purchase or at the time of after 1 year or 2 year. So the answer could be either capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Here they were going as a revenue expenditure. 2,500 spent on overall of machinery purchased. Here it is very clear. At the time of purchased. Right. So it is very clear. Very, very clear at the time of purchased. So it is capital expenditure. Whitewashing, recurring in nature, revenue expenditure. Paper purchased used as a stationery, recurring in nature, revenue expenditure. Which of the following is false? Capital expenditure incurred to a tangible or intangible asset, hence it is posted asset of a balance sheet. It is true. The observance of a machinery loss is generally considered as revenue expenditure. True. Capital expenditure generate enduring benefit. Enduring benefits means continuously making benefits, helps in generating a revenue. True. When the expenditure increases the previously assessed standard of performance of the asset, then it is considered as a revenue expenditure. It is false. It is capital expenditure. So the answer is D. Okay, so this is what capital and revenue expenditure. More clarity required, sir. Yes. So what is the doubt? Can you please elaborate? So I will just unmute.
Sir, last question.
Yeah. Last question. Right. Okay. Last question. Here, which of the following is true or false? That's what the question is all about. Okay. Okay. Here they were saying capital expenditure incurred lead to tangible asset. Tangible asset means fixed asset. What is intangible which cannot be seen on our own eyes? So that is called intangible asset. It will be reflected in balance sheet. That is true. The question is which of the following statement is false? So the answer A is true. B is obsolescence machinery is loss is generally considered as a revenue expenditure. That means any loss which has occurred on the particular year can be considered as a part of P&L. Capital expenditure will not generate revenue immediately. It will help developing the businesses. It will help to generate revenue over the period of time. That is called capital expenditure. So the answer C or the statement C is correct. Statement D, when expenditure increases the previously assessed standard of performance of an asset, that means any expenditure which incurred to increase the performance of an asset, it can be considered as a capital expenditure, not a revenue expenditure. Right? So, here the question is which one of the following is false. For example, you had a missionary. You are spending some amount of money to overhaul the missionary once in a year or probably once in 5 years, or adding some features to this missionary to improve the performance. For example, in a bank, you had a one, this rupee counting machine. Bank decided to give you one more cash counting machine. It cannot be considered as a revenue expenditure. It will improve the performance of the branch, definitely yes, but it is a one time in nature. It is part of a balance sheet, so it is considered as capital expenditure. Is it clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So we will move on to now rectification of error. Okay. Any questions on capital and revenue expenditure? Because you will have one or two questions which comes from capital or revenue expenditure. It's a very important topic. Okay. So now we are moving on to rectification of errors. I will explain you before we move on to a rectification of errors, right? So we will understand the basics